On the third day of their four-day truce, Hamas released a third group of 17 hostages held in Gaza in exchange for 39 Palestinian prisoners held in Israeli prisons. Hamas said it had handed over 13 Israelis, 3 Thai nationals and 1 US citizen to the International Committee of the Red Cross. In the latest, and according to an announcement by the Israeli Prime Minister's office, discussions are being held on the hostage list that was received overnight. The Prime Minister's office in Israel said additional information will be issued when possible. Thousands of people carrying and draping themselves with Israeli flags gathered near the Hatzerim military base as they cheered the arrival of hostages released from captivity inside Gaza. Now, in a video footage released by Hamas' armed wing, the hostages were handed over to the Red Cross. According to Israeli media, 9 children were among those released.
החזרנו הערב עוד קבוצה של חטופים, ילדים ונשים, ואנחנו מתרגשים עד עומק ליבנו, העם כולו, כשרואים את האיחוד הזה של המשפחות, פשוט מרטיט את הנפש. דיברתי עכשיו עם הנשיא ביידן.
As per the initial medical examination report, all the hostages are in good condition. One of the elderly Israeli hostages was airlifted to a medical center. Apart from her, 9 children and 2 mothers were reported in stable condition and were undergoing medical and emotional evaluation by dedicated teams. Israel's Schneider Children's Hospital had said. Now, among the free hostages is 4-year-old American-Israeli Abigail Eden. Her release marks the first time an American hostage has been successfully freed since the start of the truce. Biden, who praised Eden's release in an address on Sunday, spoke with the girl's family on Sunday afternoon. And according to the White House, this is what has happened. Meanwhile, the Palestine Liberation Organization's Prisoners Department published a list of 39 Palestinian prisoners released on Sunday evening, including 21 from Jerusalem, 1 from the Gaza Strip and 17 from the West Bank. During the first day of the hostage release, Hamas released 24 hostages, including 13 Israelis, 10 people from Thailand and 1 Filipino citizen. With Sunday evening's release, the total number of hostages released now stands at 63. As part of the truce deal, Israel released 78 Palestinian security prisoners, with 39 released on both Sunday and Friday. The 4-day truce, the first halt since the war began over 50 days ago, started on Friday. As per reports, Qatar, Egypt and the United States are pressing for the truce to be extended beyond Monday, but it is not clear whether that will happen or not. All right, for more on this, joining us live is our correspondent Jody Cohen from inside the Schneider Children's Hospital in Petah Tikva. Welcome to the broadcast, Jody.
Hi, Siobhan.
Jody, what can we expect today in terms of hostages being freed and Palestinian prisoners being released as well?
So this is day 4 of that 4-day pause in the fighting that's involved in this partial hostage release deal. On Monday, we saw 11 Israelis are expected to be released. There are reportedly discussions around the list, on the names of that list of hostages due to be released, which has been received by the Israeli authorities. We're also yet to hear whether or not any foreign nationals will be released today. Now, I'm at the Schneider Children's Hospital. 9 of the children and 2 mothers who've been released are here. They're said to be in stable condition. We're hearing in another hospital that one of the hostages, Elma Avraham, she's 84 years old and she is said to be fighting for her life. And also a teenager who was at the Nova Peace Festival has been shot and she is supposed to be undergoing a series of operations. Now on day 3, 14 Israelis were released, including, as you said, Abigail Idan, who has dual citizenship. She's Israeli-American. It's bittersweet. She was 3 years old when she was taken captive. She just turned 4 on Friday. She's been reunited with some of her family members, but she will also have had to be told that both of her parents were murdered in that 7th of October attack by Hamas. We also heard that 3 Thais were released yesterday. So far, 39 Israelis, 21 Thai citizens, and also a Russian. President Putin reportedly intervened directly with Hamas, and that's the only man that has been released so far. Now, in terms of the Palestinian prisoners, Israel has released 39 every day. Now, these are women and teenagers aged 14 to 18 who've been convicted of involvement in terror attacks, including Isra Jabi. She's become iconic. She has no fingers and a disfigured face. She attempted a suicide attack against Israelis and detonated a bomb. So these are very much difficult decisions involved in this deal. On the one hand, we're seeing civilians being released, the hostages being released, which is definitely a cause for joy. On the other hand, people who've been convicted of attempted murder being released early from prison. So definitely mixed emotions.
Jody, you're at the Schneider Children's Hospital. Anything from the location that you can share with us how things unfolded there?
So 9 children and 2 mothers who've been released, they are being cared for in this hospital. They're said to be in good physical condition. Psychologically, they're receiving a lot of care. They've obviously been through horrendous traumas over the past more than 50 days now, being held in Hamas captivity. Now, we're also hearing that there are talks underway of possibly an extension to this partial hostage release deal. We've heard that Israel has offered 1 day's pause in fighting for every 10 hostages that Hamas releases, and Israel would release an extra 30 Palestinian prisoners as part of this deal. At the moment, we're hearing that they're talking about potentially a 4-day extension to this, and that Hamas is considering releasing elderly men and more women and children. We know that Egypt and Qatar are mediating this possible extension. We've also heard that Hamas won't release any younger Israeli men, even though most of those being held are civilians. After this 4-day pause and 50 hostages will have been released, it still means that 190 civilians are being held in Gaza. Some children have been released without their parents, and the Families Forum of the hostages has said that Hamas actually broke the conditions of this deal with that. So, for example, a girl called Hila, who's 12 years old, was released without her mother, Rhea. Hamas says they couldn't find the mother, but according to a statement, Hila had said that she had been together with her mother up until 2 days before her release. So it remains to be seen what happens with that and whether or not they'll be reunited.
Thank you for all those inputs, Jody. A possible extension to the truce by another 4 days is on the cards. Let's see how it unfolds. Of course, you will be getting us all the latest from Ground Zero. Thank you so much for joining in. That was Jody Cohen, our correspondent from Israel.